The Middle East, cradle of civilization, birthplace of religions, crossroads of empires. For millennia, this land has witnessed the rise and fall of dynasties. Its strategic location connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe made it a coveted prize. But beneath its sands lies a treasure even more valuable: oil. The discovery of oil in the early 20th century transformed the Middle East. Vast reserves promised wealth beyond imagination. Global powers took notice, eager to secure their share of this newfound bounty. The region became a chessboard with external actors vying for influence. This struggle for power, fueled by oil and geopolitical ambitions, continues to shape the Middle East today. From the ashes of the Ottoman Empire rose new nation-states, their borders drawn by colonial powers. This artificial order imposed upon ancient lands sowed the seeds of future conflicts. The struggle for self-determination, coupled with the quest for control over oil resources, created a volatile mix. The Middle East, once a land of ancient wonders, became synonymous with turmoil and strife. Oil is not just a commodity, it is the lifeblood of the global economy. The Middle East holds the world's largest proven reserves, making it a pivotal player in the international energy market. This dependence on Middle Eastern oil grants the region significant leverage. It dictates the price of a resource essential for transportation, industry, and everyday life. Control over oil translates to political influence. Superpowers dependent on a steady flow of this precious commodity often find themselves entangled in the region's complex web of alliances and rivalries. They engage in a delicate balancing act, seeking to secure their energy interests while navigating the treacherous terrain of Middle Eastern politics. The pursuit of oil has fueled conflicts, toppled regimes, and reshaped alliances. It has empowered some nations while leaving others lagging behind. The unequal distribution of this wealth within the region has also exacerbated existing tensions. The struggle to control this vital resource remains at the heart of the Middle East's power struggles. The Six-Day War of 1967 stands as a turning point in the history of the Middle East. In a lightning-fast campaign, Israel decisively defeated its Arab neighbors, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The war's legacy continues to cast a long shadow over the region, perpetuating a cycle of violence and mistrust. Israel's victory resulted in the occupation of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, the Gaza Strip, the Sinai Peninsula, and the Golan Heights. The displacement of Palestinians from their homes created a refugee crisis that persists to this day. The occupation of these territories became a major point of contention, fueling resentment and igniting further conflict. The Six-Day War also marked the rise of Palestinian nationalism and armed resistance movements. The Palestine Liberation Organization, founded 3 years prior, gained prominence as it spearheaded the Palestinian struggle for self-determination. The conflict evolved from a regional dispute into an international issue, with implications for global peace and security. Section 4, the Sunni-Shia Divide, a rivalry for the soul of Islam. The Middle East is not only divided by political borders but also by a deep-seated religious schism, the Sunni-Shia Divide. This centuries-old rivalry, often exploited for political gain, adds another layer of complexity to the region's power struggles. At its core lies a dispute over the rightful successor to the Prophet Muhammad. Sunni Islam, the majority sect, emphasizes the Prophet's companions as rightful leaders. Shia Islam, on the other hand, believes that leadership should have passed directly to Ali, the Prophet's cousin and son-in-law. This fundamental difference in religious interpretation has manifested in political and social divisions throughout history. The rivalry between Saudi Arabia, a Sunni powerhouse, and Iran, a Shia theocracy, exemplifies this sectarian struggle for dominance. Both nations vie for influence within the Islamic world, often supporting different sides in regional conflicts. This proxy war, fueled by religious fervor and geopolitical ambitions, further destabilizes the already volatile Middle East. Section 5. Syria, the crucible of a regional proxy war. The Syrian Civil War, a brutal conflict that erupted in 2011, epitomizes the complexities of the Middle East's power struggles. What began as a popular uprising against the Assad regime quickly escalated into a multifaceted war, drawing in regional and international actors. The Syrian conflict became a proxy war, with external powers supporting different factions. Russia and Iran intervened militarily to prop up the Assad regime, while Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar backed various rebel groups. The United States, initially hesitant to get involved, eventually provided limited support to certain rebel factions. The Syrian War created a humanitarian catastrophe, displacing millions of people and causing widespread death and destruction. It also allowed terrorist groups like ISIS to flourish, exploiting the chaos to seize territory and spread their ideology. The conflict's spillover effects, including the refugee crisis and the rise of extremism, continue to resonate far beyond Syria's borders. Section 6. Turkey's Neo-Ottoman ambitions. A new power emerges. Amidst the turmoil, a new power player has emerged in the Middle East: Turkey. Under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey has adopted an assertive foreign policy, seeking to reclaim its former glory as the center of the Ottoman Empire. Ankara's ambitions have brought it into conflict with traditional regional powers and Western allies alike. Turkey's involvement in the Syrian Civil War, driven by its desire to prevent the establishment of a Kurdish autonomous region along its border, exemplifies its assertive stance. Ankara has also clashed with Greece and Cyprus over maritime boundaries and energy resources in the eastern Mediterranean. Turkey's growing military capabilities, economic clout, and diplomatic maneuvering have positioned it as a force to be reckoned with in the region. Its neo-Ottoman ambitions, however, have raised concerns among its neighbors who fear a resurgence of Turkish dominance. Ankara's balancing act between its NATO membership and its independent foreign policy will continue to shape the regional order. Section 7. The uncertain future of a volatile region. The Middle East stands at a crossroads. The old order, characterized by superpower rivalry and entrenched conflicts, is crumbling. New challenges, including climate change, water scarcity, and demographic pressures, threaten to further destabilize the region. The future of the Middle East remains uncertain. Will the region overcome its history of conflict and embrace cooperation? Or will the cycle of violence and instability persist? The answers to these questions will have profound implications not only for the Middle East but for the world. One thing is clear: the Middle East will continue to be a region of vital strategic importance. Its vast energy resources, its central location, and its complex web of alliances and rivalries will ensure its prominence on the global stage. The world watches and waits, hoping for a more peaceful and prosperous future for this ancient and troubled land.